Hey, you! Ronald! I've just got one thing to say to you. You're fired.
Huh? What's happening? Oh, good morning, Mr. Potter, sir. What's with this all of a sudden? I don't understand what's going on, sir.
There was a huge mistake done in the Woods Company project, and it's your fault. I've already checked this out with the department manager, Mr. Gray, and something needs to be done about it. I'm taking care of the matter, as you're the one who's responsible for this mess. From today, you're not to come into the office. You've been officially fired.
Why are you firing me for? What did I do? Okay, but even though you've said that a couple of times already, I don't quite understand why this is happening. Can I explain what happened so that I can understand your decision as to why you're doing this?
I don't want to hear any of your excuses, Ronald. I'll send all the stuff that you've left on your desk later in the day. There's no need for you to pick it up. You're not to come here again.
Please don't do anything to the personal belongings on my desk. Not until I know what's going on.
Oh, so you want to play hardball, huh? You know I can play that game too. Let's just throw all your things into the garbage, shall we? Don't even think about coming by this office ever again. You've been forbidden to enter the building. Nobody wants to see your face around here again.
But sir, I don't understand why this decision has been made. But fine, I won't step a foot in the office again. I'll do as you say, sir. Hey, Melissa, look, something bad has happened and I really need to talk to you about it. Have you got some time right now to talk? I could really use your advice right now.
Ronald, are you okay? What's going on? Did something happen?
Yeah, it's not good. I've got no idea what I did. I just got a message from Mr. Potter. It was during the day and I was minding my own business, and then this. He told me that the company just suddenly decided to fire me, so he told me he was dealing with my firing.
Excuse me? What the heck? Are you saying you just got fired? Why are you even being fired in the first place? Like why now? At this time of day?
Well, if I say it how it exactly happened, it went like this. I got a message from Mr. Potter, my manager. He said that there was a mistake in the Woods Company project. He then said that he had just checked it over with Mr. Gray and that it fell on my shoulders, and that it was all my fault and that I'm not to come back to the office. That's the conversation I had with Mr. Potter. I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Okay now, just hang on a second. But isn't Mr. Gray the one who makes all these decisions, not Mr. Potter? I don't understand why Mr. Gray isn't the one talking to you about what happened.
I'm curious about that too. That's why I wanted to message you about it to see what you thought. Unless if he wanted Mr. Potter to deal with this situation, it really should be Mr. Gray who reported to me about it, not a person below him. I don't get it. I guess he's your father and all, so I thought he would deal with it.
I have no idea, Ronald. No matter what way you think about it, he can't just possibly fire you without probable cause. Or at least explain himself.
I was actually planning to call Mr. Gray to talk about it to him directly. But he seemed to have turned off his phone, so the call isn't going through.
Apparently, last night he slept a lot for the first time in a long time because he said he'd turn off his phone. Well, surely he's awake right now, but I wonder if his phone is still turned off and he's forgotten to turn it back on.
Oh, is that what you think has happened? You might be onto something there.
Yeah, just hang on a minute there, Ronald. I'll listen to what he has to say on the matter. Just give me a few minutes and I'll come back.
I'm sorry about all of this, Melissa, but thank you for your help so far. I really appreciate it.
Hey, Ronald, I am sorry to have kept you waiting. I hope I wasn't away for long.
You're fine. It's only been about 10 minutes. So were you able to get anything out of him? What happened?
So, he told me that he has no recollection of any interaction with Mr. Potter regarding the Woods Company project. He said that he wouldn't let anyone do something like that while he's in his current position. It's something he wouldn't do in the first place. He would have come to you if there were any issues.
Is that right? That makes sense. I just don't understand what Mr. Potter's doing by messaging me that I'm fired.
Yeah, so that's what my father has to say about that. He seems very confused by the situation as well. Ronald, are you able to come by the house right now?
Right now? What for? What else have I done wrong?
Nothing, but I think maybe it's to discuss what's going on with Mr. Potter. I don't think it's something my father wants to talk about over a message. He said that if we could, we should discuss things face to face and talk over dinner. Also, he said the president of the company will be attending as well.
I'm sorry, what? Even the president of the company? This has got to be something really bad, right? If he's gotten involved. But would it be okay for my sudden interruption, though? I don't want to disturb if they're discussing important work-related matters.
Don't worry about that. But if you're worried about the food situation, it's okay, as I was originally planning on having food delivered today. So feel free to come over if you'd like. I'll see you later, okay? But it sounds like my father wants to eat and have a drink with his future son, Ronald. So you can chill and talk to my father. I'm sure he'll listen to you.
Oh, really? I can't actually believe that. But yes, I'll see you in a bit for dinner. It'll be nice to have a drink with your father. If that's what you want me to do, I'll come over and bother your family.
Of course. We want you to be here. Take care getting over here. I'll see you soon.
Hey, Ronald, I need your attention right now. Where are tomorrow's meeting materials that were supposed to be on your desk? I swear they were put down here. Without the materials, the meeting can't go ahead. This is urgent. Hurry up and tell me where they are. Just because you don't work here anymore doesn't mean you can just ignore my messages.
Hey, Melissa. I wanted to thank you so much for your advice and support yesterday. I really appreciate it. I'm really glad I was able to talk to your father and the president of the company.
No, thank you for coming over and talking with him. They very much enjoyed your company.
Even so, thank you for inviting me. I never expected something like this to happen behind all the office crap that goes on.
Right, yeah. I'm quite surprised by how they interact as well. It's much more chill than an office building.
Yeah, they're very concerned about the situation, though. If that's the case, I'll wait and see about what Mr. Potter does. I'll try not to react to anything he's doing until the situation changes. For the meantime, none of it matters to me right now.
Exactly! That's a good way to put it. You don't need to worry about what Mr. Potter does until the situation unfolds.
Yeah, I know it's a little early, but I'm going to take a shower and go to bed. This whole thing has been quite exhausting. Tell your father I said hello, and thank you for talking things out with me the other night.
Fair enough. I would too in your situation. Of course I'll tell him you said that. Good night. I hope you have a good night's sleep.
Thank you, Melissa. Sweet dreams to you.
Okay. Ronald, I'm sick of not getting a reply out of you. The materials that I asked for yesterday weren't completed. Now I've got to go to the Woods Company and tell them how sorry we are that everything has fallen behind. It's all your fault, Ronald. What are you thinking messing around like this? Ronald, answer me, man. What does it mean that you've been absent without as much as a peep out of you since yesterday, huh? You're gonna be in some deep trouble if you're not careful.
Day 3.
Ronald, this is the third time I'm contacting you and you've not answered me. Aren't you coming in today? You can't just be absent without letting anyone know about it, right? That's what I'm gonna ask. The proposal I told you to make for Jones Company. What's going on with that? I can't get into your work laptop because I haven't got a clue what the password is. So what is it? Seriously, man. What are you planning on doing about all of this?
Hey, Ronald. How have you been since all the crap went down about your work? Have there been any more developments on that? Has Mr. Potter gotten back to you with anything? What has he been saying?
Hi. Oh, yes, he's been saying quite a bit. He's been sending so many messages every day over the past few days. And that same person just turned around and said that I'm absent without getting permission. I don't understand. He's the one that said I'm fired the other day.
Come to think of it, he said Mr. Potter sent a message saying that to you the other day. I might as well tell you, Mr. Potter has a really bad drinking habit.
Huh? What are you talking about? Are you saying he's an alcoholic?
Well, you know how if you drink too much alcohol, your memory starts to get worse over time, right?
Yes, I guess I've been told that before. A colleague who's accompanied me on a night out once said something like that can happen. It was a Saturday that I received his message about getting fired, so I thought he might have been working on his day off or something. He got all worked up about the Woods Company project I was working on and how I made some sort of mistake. Then he told me I was fired. But he must have still been drunk, and now he can't remember that he actually said that and thinks I'm not showing up for work. Oh my god, it's all falling into place now.
Yeah, my father has had it with Mr. Potter and that he can't handle his nonsense.
I guess if I were to look back through my message history, I can see when he was drunk or not. Maybe it's just something I didn't notice?
I suppose so. Even though he's in the same generation as my father, he still remains only a manager. You'd think he'd be in a higher job position by now.
Really? I suppose his drinking problem's holding him back and creating so many problems.
Ronald, this is getting beyond a joke. Reply to your messages, man. What's the password for your work laptop? The department manager just asked me for the progress on another company's proposal. And it's stuck on your laptop. Hurry up and tell me the password. This is urgent. I'm sick of you no replying. Get to work on time and get on with the project. Stop being so irresponsible. Hey, you! Ronald! Stop ignoring your supervisor. There's another company that's needing their proposal looked over. What the heck do you think you're doing by not replying and not showing up to work? You're going to regret ignoring me. All the companies that work for us instructed you to do everything for them. Even though I'm the one who submitted it under my name instead of yours, this is going to go very bad if things continue like this. Ronald! Answer me! What's wrong with you, boy? Hey! Ronald! For goodness sake! I'm here to tell you that the General Affairs Department are going to take away your work laptop tomorrow. All the documents I had to do for all these companies are also on your laptop. This is ridiculous. It's like talking to a wall. Oh yes. Isn't there also data on there that deals with the internal stuff at work? If I don't do something about it, it's going to be all my fault, even though it's all your work I'm trying to get. Hurry up and tell me the password. I'm begging you to tell me. Ronald, you've not replied to a single message for a whole week. Cut the crap and reply to me right now. I'm not going to stop sending you messages until you've replied to me. My performance rating will go down if you don't show up to work. I'll come over to your house and drag you here if I must do that so I don't lose my job.
Good morning, Mr. Potter. It's quite early to be messaging me now, isn't it?
Excuse me? What do you mean by that? It's a normal time for people to be awake. You're finally replying to me now, huh? What took you so long? Don't you realize how many days you've missed? Why aren't you showing up? You're making me so furious to the point that I'm going to pop so many blood vessels. And our department manager as well.
Even so, all the companies you were mentioning, when you think about it, you were forcing me to do a lot of the work, weren't you?
What the heck are you talking about, boy? It's normal for the boss to assign the work to his workers, isn't it? That's how it works here. You weren't absent from work without anybody's permission, and you were slacking off. I was the one that had to finish the work for you, so I sent the proposals to the companies that were requesting them. You need to get to work right now. If you get to work in the next 30 minutes, then I won't fire you and I'll forgive you for not showing up. That's what Mr. Gray has been saying to me as well.
Oh, is that so, Mr. Potter? Don't you remember saying to me that I'm fired and that I don't need to come into the office anymore?
I never said that to you. Why would I say that to you? What are you talking about, man?
Maybe it's because you were so drunk at the time you were messaging that to me and you were just saying what your heart desired?
I haven't got a clue what you're on about. I don't remember that at all. What are you saying?
Well, it's too late to take it all back now. I would go back and check your chat history if I were you. That might jog your memory. Actually, you might want to go back even before that conversation was had. You do realize that Mr. Gray and I quit our jobs on the same day over 10 days ago, right?
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? You both quit your jobs? And you didn't say anything to me about it? Not just who you quit, but Mr. Gray as well? No way! That can't be true!
The general manager decided to start his own business, and he wanted us to join him in starting a new company. So we ended up quitting our jobs together. I assume you didn't notice that happening?
I thought he was just going on a business trip and they'd be back soon to do his duties.
There was an announcement almost a month ago through the internal chats and through the department's morning meeting. After talking it through with Mr. Gray, he gave all my portfolios that I had for all the other companies we worked for to another colleague. Honestly, it would be an unreasonable thing to say to someone to get back to work now when I chose to quit my job now. Wouldn't it, Mr. Potter? I wouldn't have been so bothered about it if I hadn't quit my job, but I have, and now I'm an outsider discussing confidential information with an ex-coworker of mine. That's not the best look, Mr. Potter.
But it's only because you never replied to me and it took you so long to do so. Why?
Yes, it did. I thought that you would notice eventually what's going on, but another employee had to make it more obvious to you. I couldn't bear to be so persistent, so I sent a reply like this to get back at you for the way you've been treating me.
This can't be happening right now. Are you serious? Okay, you need to tell me who each case was assigned to right now. I'm supposed to be the creator, so I'd be in big trouble if someone submitted documents without my permission or not checking them with me first.
Huh? I haven't got a clue what you're talking about, Mr. Potter. What do you mean? Isn't it no longer necessary for you to be the creator of those documents, Mr. Potter?
Huh? What do you mean by that? Why not? I don't get it. What's going on here?
Didn't anyone tell you that the company is filing for bankruptcy?
Are you kidding me? Bankruptcy? Is this a joke?
It's no joke, sir. I received a message from a former colleague saying that they had talked about it in this morning's meeting. I never thought something like this would happen to the company, so I thought the best idea was to quit before things got worse. I suppose you haven't got to work yet, so you don't know the details?
I'm on my way to work right now.
Oh, is that so? Well, I guess you didn't get over your habit of being late to work then?
Now, just rewind back a little bit. I don't get why the company's filing for bankruptcy. Does that mean that I'm unemployed from today onwards until I get another job?
Well, I guess so. If you're fine with that, I guess you've got no choice but to be employed now.
But what am I supposed to do now? I've been at this company for so long already. This has got to be the worst thing to happen to me. How am I supposed to get a job after all this happening?
I don't know. You've got to figure it out. I'm going to leave you to it. Please excuse me. After this, Mr. Potter apparently went home instead of going to work. Of course, it seems that an explanation of what happened was given in some form at a later date. There was talking about arranging a new job. Mr. Potter was so drunk that he didn't listen to everything. By the way, he's single, in his 50s, his parents have passed away, he has no siblings or family, so unfortunately not a lot going for him. He started drinking alcohol all day long thinking about what he should do with his life. One day, he was rushed to the hospital due to acute alcohol poisoning. But there was no one to take care of him, feed him, shelter him, so he didn't recover very well. The other day, he was released from the hospital and into a specialized facility. I do feel quite sorry for the guy, but I just wish he would have nothing to do with me ever again.
Hey, Jackson? Where are you? It's getting kind of late. Jackson? Is everything okay? Has something happened?
Ugh, why are you blowing up my phone?
What do you mean? You're not responding to me, so of course I'm going to be worried and text you.
All you're doing is being annoying. If I wanted to talk to you, I would've.
What has gotten into you?
What are you prattling on about now? Nothing's wrong with me.
Okay, fine. Look, when are you getting home? I prepared dinner, but it's getting kind of late and I'm hungry. I didn't want the food to go cold for you, though, so I haven't cooked it yet.
I get back when I get back.
What kind of answer is that?
The only one that you're getting.
You know what? Fine. I don't know what's gotten you into such a mood, but I've had enough of it. I'm putting the dinner in, and if it's cold by the time you get back, then that's your problem. You can put it in the microwave or something.
Wow, what a caring wife you are.
Hey, I've tried to ask you when you'll be back and been nothing but nice, but you've been a complete jerk, so I've given up. If you want to apologize, then we can start this evening over.
Why would I apologize to you? You should be the one saying sorry to me. I'm your husband, and you should be doing whatever I say. That's what a good wife would do.
Excuse you?
You heard me. This isn't the first time you've acted out like this. I mean, this is the first time in ages that you even bother to cook. A good wife would do that daily, and would have it ready for when her husband got home, no matter what time it was.
I can't believe what you're saying right now. Are you actually telling me that I should be nothing but a good little housewife who does whatever her husband demands of her?
Well, yeah, that's what marriage is.
No, it really isn't.
Of course it is. You made a vow that when we got married that you would honor and serve me like a good and obedient wife should.
At no point in our marriage vows did I say anything like that at all. In fact, our vows promised that we would treat each other with respect and equality, that we would share our burdens and help each other in whatever we do in life. But I can honestly say that you've done none of that.
Yes, I have. I make the money that you used to go and selfishly spoil yourself with. So you better be grateful, as I could just as easily take that money away. Then what would you do, huh? The least you could do is your wifely duties of housework and making sure everything is perfect for when I get back after a long, hard day at work.
Ha, that's funny. You working hard? Last I heard, your boss was threatening to fire you, as you were performing well below target and your attitude with the customers was abysmal. Well, at least it was with a woman. Figures.
Where'd you hear that?
I have friends, you know.
Well, it's not true. They're just trying to paint me out in a bad light, because they're jealous and intimidated by me. And anyway, you shouldn't be talking to other men. I'm your husband, and I'm the only one you should talk to.
I'm not some possession. I am my own person, so I'll talk to whoever I want. And anyway, if you're not even going to come home, then why should I bother sitting around waiting for you?
I see you need some time to reflect on your poor behavior. In that case, I'm leaving, and I'm taking the money I make with me. You'll not receive a dime off of me until you apologize for how you behaved to me.
Oh no, what am I ever going to do without your constant moaning and sexist remarks?
Just you wait. You'll soon realize how much you need me and my money, and you will come crawling back to me. You just better hope I'm in the mood to forgive you.
Ha! It's funny. The remarks you've made today have had me laughing more than I ever have since I met you. If anyone is going to be begging the other one, it's going to be you. And I know for certain I'm not going to be taking you back.
We'll see. Have fun trying to survive when you can't pay the bills.
Whatever.
Hey, Vaughn, are you there?
Hey Thomas, what's up?
I heard about you and Jackson. Are you doing okay?
Oh, you heard about that? Well, don't worry about it. I'm doing great actually. I never realized how much he weighed me down, but now that he's gone, I actually feel so much happier and lighter. I actually was thinking about filing for divorce. I just don't know where he is at the moment to serve him the papers.
Oh, wow, that's great for you. I'm glad you're happy. As for where Jackson is, he's actually crashing at his mom's place. When he left you, he came and told me about it. To be honest though, I'm glad you've realized what kind of guy he is. I mean, he wasn't so bad when we were kids, but he's definitely gotten way worse over the years.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I've been trying to distance myself from him actually. I don't really want to have someone like him in my life anymore. I mean, who would want to be friends with someone so horrible?
I know how you feel. I bet he's causing his mom grief as well, being at hers.
Definitely. They were screaming at each other before the first day was over. I feel bad for her. He just does whatever he wants without regard to anyone else. Not to mention the fact that he's broke and owes loads of people money, including me. Yeah, I've loaned him quite a bit over the years to try and help him pay the bills.
I hate to break it to you, Tom, but Jackson doesn't pay the bills. I do.
What?
Yeah, I pay the mortgage and all the other bills as well. Jackson doesn't really contribute much to the house. He spends all of his money on drinking and gambling.
What the? He said he needed it to support you because you were paid very little at your job. I didn't want you to suffer, so I helped out.
That's very sweet of you, Tom, and I'm sorry that he lied to you about it. I actually earn a lot more than Jackson, so I was never in trouble.
Well, I'll be demanding my money back from him ASAP.
Don't be afraid to get the courts involved either. I'm sure they could help you. But I think we should get our own back as well. For all the horrible things he said and done to us.
What did you have in mind?
Well...
Hello, Yvonne. I know it's been a while since you last heard from me. And I bet you're ready to about apologize for your unruly attitude and beg for me to come home. Am I right?
Jackson, has it really been a month already? I guess time really does fly when you're finally having fun.
What are you on about? You can't have been having fun. You should have been crying and begging for me to come back home. Oh, I see. You're just trying to make it seem like you were okay without me. You don't need to lie. We both know you've been a wreck since I've been gone. No need to worry, though. Once you apologize, I'll come back home.
That's not the case at all. I can honestly say that I've loved every moment away from you, and that I will be happy for the rest of my life knowing that I will never have to deal with you again after this.
What? What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. With you gone, I was finally able to see that I deserve much better than you, and that you were actually holding me back from a better life.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm the only thing in your life that makes it worthwhile. Without me, you're nothing.
See? It's that kind of negativity and vile abuse that I haven't missed.
Whatever. We can talk about it when I get back home. Make sure you have my dinner ready for me. I'll be there soon.
Well, I mean, good luck with that. But the family who lives there now might not be so welcoming to a stranger bursting into their home.
Huh?
Such a witty repartee. If you didn't understand, and no surprise with that pea-sized brain of yours, I've sold the house.
You what?
Sold the house. Geez, do try and keep up.
Well, why would you do that? That was my home.
Actually, it was my home. My name was on the mortgage, and I paid all of the bills so I could do whatever I wanted with it.
I'm still your husband, so I'm entitled to half of that money. Give it to me now.
What? Not even a please? Anyway, you're not entitled to anything. It was my money, and Thomas and I have used it however we wanted to.
What do you mean?
Oh, well, after your little tantrum, Thomas messaged me to see how I was doing. We got to talking and soon began seeing each other. Actually, we're on a little trip right now. We used the money from the house.
How could you do this to me? You're my wife.
About that. You'll be receiving some papers in the post soon. Make sure to sign them.
What papers?
They're divorce papers. I finally had enough of you and I never want to see you again. You're a petty, sexist, and small man whose only joy in life is demeaning those around you. I'm sorry I wasted so much time on you already. Thankfully, I can start righting that wrong and living my life to the fullest, without you.
You won't be able to survive without me. You need my money to pay the bills.
Jackson, sweetie, I earn more in 3 months than you do in an entire year. You're the one who needs me, not the other way around. And this time, I'm not going to bail you out of trouble. It's time you grow up. Or don't. I don't care either way now. I'm never going to have to deal with you again. Make sure you sign those divorce papers, otherwise I'll have to get the authorities involved. Goodbye.
No, wait, Yvonne! You can't just leave me like this. I'm your husband, so do what I say. Yvonne?
Once the divorce papers arrived at Jackson's mom's house, he was reluctant to sign them at first. But after threatening to get the police involved for all of his fraud and taking people's money under false pretenses, Jackson quickly relented and signed them. Once free, Thomas and I began to date and got to know each other really well. He treats me how I deserve, with respect and love, and I do the same for him.